So yesterday was the start of the awesome annual book fair that is in my town. So it's like hundreds of thousands of books that are compiled, and you can go and just peruse them, and they're at ridiculously discounted prices, and it's just awesome. And so I went yesterday, which was the first day. I got 10 books, and I paid $13.50 for 10 really, really nice quality books. And so I want to share with you guys what I bought, and let's get started. Yeah, so the first couple books that I picked up, I got 2 books by Sarah Dessen, and the first one is This Lullaby, and it is about this girl who has had a lot of boyfriends, and it just seems like, you know, one of those basic teenage love stories, and I really enjoy the books that I've read by Sarah Dessen, so I thought I'd pick this one up. And then the second Sarah Dessen book is The Truth About Forever, and I've read this book and I absolutely loved it, and I really love the cover, and it's hardback, which I'm really excited about because it was $1, guys, $1 for a very nice quality hardback. It does, like, the edges right here are a little bent, so I'm really excited about having this book because it was fantastic. Okay, and then the last book that I got that is a young adult book was, I seriously debated on this book I was there for 2.5 hours. I went back and forth of whether I should buy this book for the entire 2.5 hours, and that is the second book of the Heroes of Olympus, and that's The Son of Neptune. I've heard so many, but I've heard so many good things about this book about this series that I want to read it, and I couldn't pass up this amazing, like, this is like a brand new book. Like, I don't even think anyone has read this book, and it was $1.50, and I couldn't pass it up. And I found the first book in the series, but there was only one copy, and that one copy, the cover was stained, and the pages were all bent and gross, and I'm like, I'm not paying $1.50 for a bent, gross book. So I didn't get the first one, but I couldn't pass, like, this, you know, $1.50 for a brand new book, and it's hardback. And so I'm excited about eventually starting this series. So that is the last young adult fiction book that I found. There wasn't a whole lot of young adult fiction, which I was really sad about because I do enjoy a lot of young adult fiction. However, I moved into the next room, and this room, it is humongous. It has tables upon tables of fiction books, and then travel books, and religion, and cookbooks, and biographies, and nature, and all that stuff. I mean, I only stuck to the fiction fiction tables, but it still took a very long time. And so one of the books, anyway, with all that said, so the next book that I found was Red by Ted Dekker, and this is the second book in the Circle Trilogy. So I get this home, and I'm looking at it, and I find out that this is a special edition, and it has the full graphic novel in the back, which I think is so stinking cool. So I'm excited about that, and if you haven't read the Circle Trilogy by Ted Dekker, you need to, because it is so good. It is fantasy, sci-fi. It's fantastic. It's brilliantly written, and oh my goodness, you should read it. So I'm excited about I'm almost finished with the collection. So that is Ted Dekker's Red. So the next book is The American Heiress by Daisy Goodwin, and I have to be honest, I picked this up strictly on the cover. I think it's a beautiful cover. I don't know, it just looks beautiful, and I think someone on either Goodreads or BookTube has read this and said it was great or something. I don't know. I remember seeing this cover at some point in my life recently. So anyway, it is about this girl who she's high in American society in the late 1800s, but her mom wants her to actually, you know, rule or something, and so she gets sent to England and is thrown into the English society and all this stuff. And so it just sounds really great, and this dress is just beautiful, and so I really did buy it because of the cover. So that is The American Heiress. Heiress, not Harris. Heiress. Goodness. Okay, so the next book, dun dun dun, Vanishing Acts by Jodi Picoult. Colt. I don't know how to say her name. Anyway, she wrote the book My Sister's Keeper, which is fantastic. And since I had already read that book, I don't really know if I want to read it again because it's really heavy and sad. And so but I really liked her writing, and so I picked up a different book by her, and this book is in fantastic condition. And this is about this girl who grows up, and she grows up with her widowed father, and then it comes to find out that later on there's some information that comes out, and it just sounds like a great mystery and a great story, and I'm excited about reading this book. I'm not really crazy about the cover. I don't know, it's just, it's okay. It's not the best cover. But anyway, so that is Vanishing Acts. The next one is, Fingersmith by Sarah Waters, and this is a last-minute book that I found. I thought I had all the books that I wanted, and I was like, I'm gonna do one more peruse around, and I found this book. And the thing is there's no like synopsis on the back or in the inside, so I have no idea what this book is about. But so I debated on whether to get it because I didn't know what it was about. But I ended up getting it because of the, what do you call it, whatever, blurbs about this. So it says, addicted to its atmosphere and hung up on its plot, I gulped it exhaustedly until 3 a.m., only to sleep and dream that I was still caught among its urgent, unnerving characters. There are always novels that you envy people for not yet having read, for the pleasures they still have to come. Well, this is one. Long, dark, twisted, and satisfying. It's a fabulous piece of writing, but Waters' most impressive achievement is that she also makes it feel less like reading, more like living an unforgettable experience. And so, because of that blurb, I decided I'm picking this up. I'm going to figure out which what book I'm going to give up so I can pick this one up. And so yeah, I have no idea what it's about. So we'll see how good it is. And I am excited about reading this. And so that is Fingersmith. Is that? Yeah, Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. So the next one is Fearless by Francine Pascal. And this is about this girl who in her genes, they have extracted the fear gene in her, so she is fearless. And she knows 3 kinds of martial arts, has reflexes that are ridiculously off the charts, and knows all these kind of languages. And so it just sounded really amazing. And I don't normally like covers with just people like staring at you, but I don't know, like her eyes were just really captivating, and it caught my eye. And I've never read anything by her, but it kind of reminds me of the Ugly series by Scott Westerfield, and I really enjoyed that series. And so I picked this one up, and hopefully it's great. Okay, 2 more, guys. Oh, I just knocked over my huge pile. The next one is True Colors by Kristen Hanna, and I just recently read Firefly Lane and Fly Away by her, and I highly enjoyed, especially Fly Away. I really enjoyed them. I liked her writing, and there were a couple that I was debating on getting from her, but I chose this one. It's about 3 sisters and their lives and all this stuff, and so it sounds really interesting. Sounds like it's probably going to be kind of sad and maybe a little frustrating, and I'm really excited that it's not so stinking long, because her Firefly Lane was really ridiculously long. So that is True Colors by Kristen Hanna. So the last one, dun dun, is a sci-fi novel, and I've been really into science fiction, which I never thought I would be. But this year, I've just read some really amazing science fiction. We started watching Doctor Who, and my life just is so fun with science fiction in it. So the last one that I picked up was Robert J. Sawyer's Roll Back. And this is a book on genetics, and didn't really read the whole synopsis. And so, but it just sounded interesting, and I really, yeah, like I said, I've really been enjoying some sci-fi novels, and there was a couple that looked more interesting, but they were like the 2nd or 3rd in a series, and I already have one book that is not the 1st in the series, and so I didn't want to pick up something that I would have to pick up the first one if I didn't, you know. So I picked one that's a standalone, and I'm excited about reading it. I am so excited about reading these books. I will not be getting to any of these books until at least December because of Nano, and it makes me kind of sad because they're just going to be like taunting me on my floor. Not even on my bookshelf because my bookshelf is so full. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my haul. Let me know down in the comments below if you read any of these books, what book you, maybe a couple books that you would like me to read first so I can do some reviews on. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye!